We spend hours and hours binge-watching our favorite K-dramas, falling in love with the perfect characters, the cold CEOs who eventually melt, and the heroes. The Korean entertainment industry is a master at constructing pristine images of its idols and actors. But the reality, my friends, is often more shocking than fiction. South Korea is a country with extremely rigid moral and legal standards, especially for public figures. What in the West might be seen merely as a slip-up or a passing controversy, in Korea can mean the absolute end of a career, a media ban, and, in more serious cases, actual prison sentences. Today, we are going to take off the masks and look at the legal cases. We are going to talk about 5 big names in Korean acting who have faced, or are facing at this very moment, extremely serious accusations. We are talking about tax crimes, use of hard drugs, and more. Always remembering, our goal here is to report on cases that were reported by the South Korean press and existing legal processes, always respecting the presumption of innocence where there has been no final conviction. Let's get to the list. Eun-woo. We start our list with a name that, for many, is synonymous with perfection. Eun-woo. He is not only a member of the K-pop group Astro, but has become one of the most sought-after actors of his generation, starring in global hits like True Beauty and A Good Day to Be a Dog. Known as the face genius for his almost unreal beauty, Eun-woo built an image of a good guy, studious and kind. Exactly because of this squeaky clean image, the recent reports that circulated in the Korean media dropped like a bomb among fans. According to information released by the press, Eun-woo was reportedly the target of an investigation by the National Tax Service of South Korea. It is very important to be very careful with our words here. There is, as of the time of this recording, no confirmation of a crime committed by him or a conviction. What was reported is that he underwent a rigorous tax investigation, focused on possible irregularities or tax evasion regarding his high income. In Korea, celebrities who earn astronomical sums frequently undergo audits. However, when the name of a star of his caliber leaks associated with terms like tax investigation, the Korean public immediately raises a red flag. This is because, in the past, similar investigations against other stars revealed schemes to pay less tax than was due. Cha Eun-woo's agency, Fantagio, acted quickly to try to control the narrative, stating that it was a routine verification for high-income taxpayers and denying any intentional illegal activity. However, the simple fact that his name is involved in this type of headline creates a stain on his reputation that, in Korea, is difficult to completely wipe clean. If, hypothetically, such an investigation proved intentional tax evasion of large proportions, the consequences could go beyond heavy fines, potentially leading to criminal proceedings. For now, the case serves as a tense reminder that no one is above the government's magnifying glass. Song Hye-kyo. The second name on our list is, without a doubt, one of the greatest actresses in the history of Korean television, Song Hye-kyo. From classics like Full House to the global phenomenon, Descendants of the Sun, and the recent and acclaimed The Glory, she is Hallyu Wave royalty. But in 2014, Song Hye-kyo's reign shook violently. The actress found herself in the center of a media hurricane when it was revealed that she had evaded taxes between the years 2012 and 2014. We are not talking about small amounts. Investigations pointed out that she had failed to declare about 2.5 billion won, which today would be something around $2 million, in taxable income. The news caused widespread outrage in South Korea. The public felt betrayed. How could someone who earned so much money and received so much love from the public try to cheat the system? Her image was severely damaged at the time, with online petitions asking for her to be removed from advertising campaigns and her acting projects. Song Hye-kyo's defense was immediate. She and her agency issued public apologies. The official justification was that the failure was not intentional on the actress's part, but rather a serious error committed by the outsourced accounting team that took care of her finances, which reportedly declared expenses without the necessary receipts to reduce the tax payable. To try to staunch the crisis, Song Hye-kyo paid the full amount due, plus heavy fines and interest, totaling almost 3.8 billion won. Although she was not imprisoned, since the payment of the debt and fines usually closes the criminal process in these cases in Korea, the stigma of tax evasion haunted her for years. She needed a lot of time and brilliant performances like in Descendants of the Sun to regain the public's trust and prove she still deserved the top spot. Yoo Ah-in. This is, perhaps, the saddest case on our list, involving an actor considered by many critics to be the greatest talent of his generation, Yoo Ah-in, known for intense and complex roles. However, artistic rebellion gave way to a very serious criminal scenario. In 2023, the actor began to be investigated for the illegal use of propofol, a powerful anesthetic that is strictly controlled in South Korea, and which unfortunately is sometimes used recreationally by celebrities. And what seemed bad got worse. Police investigations, which included drug tests at airports when he returned from the United States and searches of his residence, revealed a shocking picture. Yoo Ah-in was not just using propofol. He tested positive for a dangerous combination of illegal substances in Korea, including marijuana, cocaine, and ketamine. Police reported that he had used propofol hundreds of times in a short period, visiting several different clinics to get the drug. Yoo Ah-in was removed from all his future projects. Netflix series that had already been filmed had to edit his scenes or postpone releases indefinitely, and the advertising market abandoned him completely. Unlike tax cases where paying a fine can resolve it, drug crimes of this magnitude in Korea often result in prison sentences. Yoo Ah-in went through long interrogations, admitted to part of the charges, and apologized publicly, visibly shaken. The legal process is still ongoing, with prosecutors asking for severe penalties. Park Yoo-chun. If you've been following dramas for a longer time, you surely remember the phenomenon that was Rooftop Prince. The protagonist, Park Yoo-chun, was a true prince of K-pop and K-dramas. But Park Yoo-chun's story serves as the biggest cautionary tale about how lying can be worse than the crime in Korea. In 2019, he was accused of buying and using methamphetamine, a heavy and highly addictive drug, together with his ex-fiancée. Yoo-chun's initial reaction was what sealed his fate. He called a dramatic press conference. In front of hundreds of cameras with tears in his eyes, he swore on his career and his life that he had never used drugs. He said he was willing to cooperate with the police to prove his innocence. The public initially was divided, many wanting to believe in their idol. The plot twist was worthy of a thriller script. The police conducted tests, and the result was relentless. The analysis of hair from Yoo-chun's leg tested positive for methamphetamine. The blatant lie on national television enraged Korean public opinion in a way rarely seen. Park Yoo-chun was arrested, handcuffed, and taken to trial. He ended up confessing after the irrefutable evidence. He was sentenced to 10 months in prison, but with a suspended sentence of 2 years, meaning he didn't go to jail in a closed regime but would remain on probation. Although he didn't spend much time physically behind bars, his career in Korea was sentenced to death. He was banned from major broadcasters and became a persona non grata in the industry, surviving today with discreet activities outside the country. Lee Jung-jae. To close our list, we have the name that today is probably the most famous Korean actor on the planet, Lee Jung-jae. After the worldwide phenomenon of Squid Game, he became a global icon, winning an Emmy and being cast in major Hollywood productions. Many new fans who only knew him as Player 456 have no idea that Lee Jung-jae's past holds serious controversies that, if they happened today, could have prevented his global rise. Before being the international star he is today, Lee Jung-jae was already a very famous actor in Korea in the 90s and early 2000s, and it was at that time that he got into serious trouble with the law, driving under the influence of alcohol. In fact, he had more than one recorded incident. The most notorious occurred in the late 90s, when he was involved in a car accident while driving drunk. The alcohol level in his blood was well above the legal limit, which led to the cancellation of his driver's license at the time. In another incident, years later, he was again caught driving after drinking. At that time, although drunk driving was a crime, cancel culture and the rigor of Korean public opinion regarding this type of offense were not as relentless as they are today. Lee Jung-jae paid the fines stipulated by the court, faced criticism, but managed to continue working and rebuilding his image over the years. So, drama fans? It's shocking, isn't it? These cases show us that the distance between the red carpet and the police station can be very short in the Korean entertainment industry. The pressure to be perfect is immense, but the consequences for those who break the rules are even greater. Now I want to know your opinion. Which of these cases surprised you the most? Do you think Korea is fair in how it treats the mistakes of its celebrities? Or do you think there is an exaggeration in the scrutiny? Leave your opinion here in the comments. Let's debate this subject with respect. Don't forget to leave your like if you enjoy this type of more investigative content about the behind the scenes of Korea, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. I'm signing off here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.